It's time to go. Let's go. It's showtime, everybody, and welcome to Drawing for Tattooers. I'm your host, James Wisdom. With me this morning we have Elise. Morning, Elise.
Good morning.
And Amber. Thank you so much for coming, Amber.
Good morning.
Uh, Elise, you were just showing off some of your newest work. We'd love to see it.
Yeah.
Show the audience.
So I'm working on a crocheted tapestry that's it's going to be 100 rows by 100 stitches. Here, I can show you the pattern that I made. Here we go.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's what it's going to end up looking like
That's
at the
beautiful.
end. Thank you. Yeah, I designed it in Procreate, and then I used a website called Stitch Fix to
I've heard of that.
Yeah, I used that to create the pattern, and of course I didn't start small. I started gigantic. So
Yeah,
yeah, but I'm super excited about that.
that's going to look so cool.
Thank you. I'm thinking of making some smaller ones that'll be like patches for denim jackets. So
That's a great idea.
yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. It was so interesting too. Like we use Procreate a lot for designing images, and that's kind of what you're doing. It's really kind of it ends up being an image, even though it's crochet pattern and stuff like that. So oh, it's very beautiful and
Thank
very
you.
interesting. So well, Medusa's with us. Good morning, Medusa.
Good morning.
Kyle Olson in the house. And looks like Stephen Jesse is joining up too. So, good morning everybody. Good morning, Stephen. Good morning, Medusa. Kyle. There's somewhere. Um, yeah. Well, yeah. How's everybody doing today? Oh, yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, I second Medusa's
Sentiment.
sentiment.
Exactly.
Yeah. Sleep
Uh,
deprived.
hi again. Yes, it is.
Sleep deprived and coffee needed.
Yeah.
Say I'm here.
Thanks for coming. I really do appreciate everybody for coming. Yeah, it's Monday morning, and you're here with us on Guy Etchison's Reinventing the Tattoo Community. This is Drawing for Tattooers. Let me read the announcements so we can get the show on the road. Yeah. So again, welcome everybody. Good morning. This is Guy Etchison's Reinventing the Tattoo Community. This is Drawing for Tattooers. This is where tattooers, apprentices, collectors, and the curious are all encouraged to join in these live stream and real world events. The hope is to inspire and ultimately create better art and tattoos together. We beam out nearly every single day, and with your help, we've evolved into a quality network of live and on-demand art shows. We've been receiving rave reviews, so make sure to like and subscribe, and leave your comments in the chat. So good morning to the chat. Thanks for coming. Um, here we go. So you can find us on reinventingthetattoo.com. This is my cue to share Reinventing the Tattoo. Share it. Yeah. Okay. There it is. Right. Yeah. Reinventingthetattoo.com. And so you can always find the latest and greatest here on reinventingthetattoo.com. You can also find us on all the major podcast directories, as well as at the Apple App Store, the Google Play Store. We have a Facebook page and a Roku channel. And so there's all kinds of ways that you can access us. And here on the main page, Reinventing the Tattoo, you can pick up our app, right? Learn more about that. We also have all of a number of weekly stable shows. Mhm. So, on Monday mornings at 9 a.m. Eastern, we have Drawing for Tattooers. That's this show. You've made it. Um, let's see. On Sundays at 1 p.m. Eastern, we have a skill building drawing group hosted by Jason Leeser. I'm just sort of looking at these, looking at what's on the lineup here. We have an event schedule here that you can always check out and see what's coming up. Um, let's see, highlighted today. What's going on today? At 11 a.m., the Tattoo Weekly. Hope that show's going to happen. At 5 p.m. Eastern, we have Let's Talk About Feelings, hosted by Robbie Ripple. At 9 p.m., we have the subscribers exclusive drawing group. Tonight, hosted by me. So if you're coming, I'll be the one sort of leading the drawing group tonight. So I'm really excited about that. On Wednesdays, 1 p.m. Eastern, we have the Tattoo Now show. And at 6 p.m. Eastern on Thursdays, we have the Tattoo Collecting 101 podcast hosted by Fawn Baker. So we'd like to take a moment and thank some of our sponsors. Maybe I can move this stuff here. Yeah. Tattoo Now. Tattoo Now is the latest and cutting edge software for tattooers of all levels. So if you need help with your communications, Tattoo Now has CRM software, upgrades, and mailing lists. So check out Tattoo Now. Ask for Gabe. He'll definitely be able to help you out. And wanna plug Reinventing the Tattoo is going to be at Hell City in May. Oh, sorry, that's Tattoo. That's Tattoo Now, I think, is making noise. Okay, sorry. So yeah, Reinventing is going to be at Hell City all weekend. So if you're coming to Hell City, make sure to check out the Reinventing the Tattoo table. We've got all kinds of great programming set up. There's oh look, there's Medusa. I see you and Lauren, and yeah. So one of Lauren's events. There's your picture. Okay. There's Gabe. He's going to be doing a seminar as well. Drawing for Tattooers is going to be on Saturday at 11. So if you're coming, make sure to stop by the table and say, hey, come and draw with us. We're going to do some fun drawings, kind of like we do every week. So business roundtables. And then for Reinventing members, Guy Atchison's going to give looks like a seminar at some point. He's probably going to be zooming in. Anyway, drink and draw on Saturday night. It's going to be a lot of fun. But speaking of, we want to thank Guy Atchison for being the founder and inspiration behind Reinventing the Tattoo. You can learn more about Guy Atchison at guyatchison.com, where you can find educational materials, original oil paintings, prints, as well as custom coil machines, and much, much more. So again, learn more about Guy at guyatchison.com. Okay, stop share. Great, we're back. That was that was great. Thank you so much. Hey, good morning, gang, and thanks for coming.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good
Spirit,
morning.
we got Spirit. Hey, Spirit, we didn't say hi to you yet. How are you doing?
Hey, what's happening? Good morning, everyone.
And go here.
Yeah.
Full house.
Yeah, I always get like, I know this is a it's a lot of fun for me, but it's also it's a there's a lot to get up and get on the Zoom and all that stuff. So I do appreciate everybody for coming, and I just stay positive. I always appreciate everybody that comes and is a chance to, to draw with us and to share. I think it really makes it what it is. So again, thanks everybody for coming. Um, but yeah, I want to open the floor and sort of just see like what's new with all of you. Anybody got any cool things to share? Cool artwork you've been working on?
I got a piece. I'm just not finished with it yet. I still left it at the shop, but it's been
Oh,
taking. It's a color pencil piece. I've been working on it for a little while. Um, just not ready to show it off yet, but I'm sure everyone else has a nice piece.
The suspense is killing me, Spirit.
Some flash art I've been working on.
love to see it. Yeah, no,
Ooh.
show. This
It's
is
not
the
done being painted,
okay.
but I'm just starting it.
Ah,
Let me spotlight you
Mm.
so everybody can check it out. Cool.
The top two aren't really done yet. The bottom two are rendered as much as I'm going to render them. But
Have you given thought to what parts of the bodies those would best fit
well,
or
this
imagine
one,
them on the body?
yes, this one I'm imagining more on a bigger piece of the body, like a filler. These are pretty much, just forearm tattoos.
Cool.
Those are
They're
cool.
not done yet. I don't know what to do with the colors. These two, I know exactly what to do with the colors.
You know what a really good idea would be is to take a photo of it like with your phone and then edit the photo into black and white or grayscale so that you can
That's a
check
good
out what
idea.
the contrast you're using, because it seems like you have a lot of different colors, except there are a lot of like light on light colors and dark on dark colors. You want to kind of mix up the contrast. And sometimes an idea to help you with that would be to take a picture of it and look at it in grayscale to see where your lights and darks are. So you can mix it up a little bit more.
That's a really good idea. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Otherwise, that's looking really great.
Thank you. I'm going to do that later.
Yeah, excellent advice, and also thank you for sharing. It's always great to see what you all are working on. But I think that's so crucial to to be able to take a step back, as it were, and like uh, look at our work with from a some slightly more objective viewpoint. And certainly like going like a grayscale image, I think is a great way to sort of make some of those discernments.
Yeah. One of my biggest downfalls is I don't push my darks dark enough.
Yeah.
So putting it in grayscale will definitely help me push those darks darker without feeling like I'm going too dark.
Yeah, I think it is really great advice. Another technique to add to that I think it's a similar, it's the same idea, but then just sort of more analog is to squint. And so this is something we've always always done in the in life drawing room. Like you're drawing like a model on stage or something like that. And you're not taking lots of pictures. Again, you can photograph your artwork.
Yeah.
But when when you're looking, you're looking at something in life, you can always squint. And when you squint, you see the value range a bit more clearly.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, excellent. So I think it's a fine balance, right? You're not trying to blur things out. So but you are trying to reduce the amount of color information that you're seeing.
Yeah.
So when you squint, you can see more clearly the lights and darks just a little bit, a little bit more effectively. So I think those are just all ways that we can, things that we can do that help us see our work with fresh eyes.
Yes.
Medusa.
Can I share?
Yes, please.
I started this Boba Fett painting.
Mm.
Nice.
It's with acrylic. I really wish I had a better camera. It's not doing it justice. There's gonna be like peonies in the foreground and background framing him. And I did it with acrylic, and I'm going to be on top of it using color pencil for more defined details.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
It is beautiful. I actually have a purse with Boba Fett and peonies on it.
Really?
Yes. And
Oh,
it says,
cool.
he's no good dead to me. On the other side.
Nice.
I'm a Star Wars geek.
Nice. Yeah,
I'm just a geek in general, but I'm a Star Wars geek.
yeah, I decided to rewatch the series again for, like the billionth time. But this time I'm starting from the show Andor, and then I'm gonna watch
Okay.
everything in
Chronological
order.
order.
Yeah, so Andor, Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett, A New Hope. Or wait, no. Fuck. I got all that mixed up. So it's Andor, Rogue One, A New Hope. Oh yeah. And then
Yeah.
yeah. So I've decided to do that. I finished all my other shows.
If I can share.
Yes, please.
I've got to turn in some stuff for the reinventing course, so it's not finished because I've ran out of time with it. But change that to. Oh, hey, let me start that up. So let's see here. It's showing up. Okay, there we go. But the Venus flytrap assignment, I thought that turned out pretty fun.
It looks so cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
Knock it off. Fuck.
I definitely want to spend a lot more time with it and then add some more detail to it. But with the tattoo I'm working on today, and then yeah, I'm really digging the whole just like a simple like black and gray, and then just like a little splash of color somewhere. I really like it.
So you're doing this for the reinventing course?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm behind. It should have been already turned in, but life.
Is it does it have like a curriculum that's actually like set? Because I joined sometime last February, but I haven't started it yet. I'm actually thinking about starting during painting season. Slow season.
Yes, there is a curriculum, a set curriculum and a schedule.
Oh, okay. I'm well
You can
behind them.
You can still join in at any point.
Oh, okay.
And it just started, so it's you're not as far behind as you think. So
okay.
I would just dig in. You know what I mean? Start reading stuff, and so all the information is it's highly accessible. It's a really it's a pleasant read. You know what I mean? There's lots of tattoo pictures, and there's also videos and stuff like that in it. So it's it really is it's really quite enjoyable. And so yeah, you should just get into it. And then of course, like on Monday nights we're just hanging out and drawing. And the whole idea, like Kyle's working through. This is what we had a hypothetical client that wanted a sleeve of tomatoes. Like, well, what if you got that? Yeah, what if you got that request? And so trying to make something that has fit and flow, and we're thinking about contrast and lines, and there are all sorts of there are all sorts of concerns that we're trying to take into place, and these are the some of the things that we would get some feedback on, we critique it. um, so yeah, so like Kyle has sort of showing Kyle, you're still I still have you spotlit for everybody.
Oh, okay.
So on your page, he has some references over to the left, and then we've got objectives list underneath that. And so these are all things that are provided to all the members. So if you're drawing analog, it's totally fine. You can always like screenshot this stuff or print it out, whatever works for you. But if you're drawing digitally on Procreate, you can just grab a hold of these references, put them right on your board, what you're working on, and then start designing it. So we go through a thumbnailing process. This is pretty typical of the just sort of the workflow that we'll use. So we'll have some some rough thumbnails that we'll do for for a short for a set amount of time, a few minutes. We'll just try to sketch it and just stay loose and come up with something. And then after you've got a composition, then you can start to like figure out what the tonal value is going to be like, and then after that, color becomes something that we start to delve into. But it's so it's a lot of fun. I truly believe that doing it every week, it is again, it's like this. It's like it's a commitment. It's like it takes effort and energy to do it. But doing this every week with the Reinventing Gang is like, I just think it's so helpful. It's been really helpful to when I go to draw for my for my clients I work on. It's like I'm, there's just it's a lot more efficient. And I think I'm just like I don't know. I'm thinking about that stuff. I'm thinking about Posnag relationships more. I'm thinking about like doing thumbnails, even for sometimes people bring in flash that they already want, and I'll like I'll redraw it with some quick thumbnails, and sometimes something will come out of it. Sometimes I'll draw better than their flash that they brought. Sometimes. And that's that's like so much more fun. I love drawing. I love like tattooing flash. I do. I think it's not beneath me. I think it's a lot of fun to do. But I
I love
really really
flashy.
love drawing my own designs and stuff. It's such a privilege to
It's
Kyle, that's looking awesome, dude.
oh, thanks, man. I'm gonna try to get this done as much as I can. I'm working on a huge project today, so I'm gonna
Yeah,
try
you
to spend at least
gotta
one more
bust it
time.
out.
Yeah. So, but yeah, like the reinventing course, everything like that. It's a little overwhelming with all the content that it does have, but like it's so fun to be able to just like give like a general idea of like here's a general idea of this general placement and stuff like that, and then you get to take over from there and you get to draw whatever the heck you want and you can have fun with it. And it's helped me out immensely to be more productive with my drawing and stuff like that, because I've gone through artist block just like every other artist has and stuff like that, and it definitely helps me stay away from it, from having artist block, which is huge. It keeps the hands busy, keeps it going and stuff like that. So like I don't know, it's like that the information's always there. So like if you haven't like started on it and anything like that, like there's still like ample time to go over everything, get caught up and stuff like that. So, and I think you'll find it really, really enjoyable. All the content that's on there and all the stuff that you can play around with.
Not to
It's
mention
really,
you
really
make
cool.
really good friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that too. So yeah, no, I don't. I think it's like super supported group. You know what I mean? We do. There's some constructive feedback for sure, but everybody is there to. I mean, for the most, so Nicole Williams has been on. She's come on drawing for tattooers before. She's just starting out in her tattoo journey, so she's like just she may actually technically be still apprenticing, but I've seen some tattoos she's been doing. Very cool.
I follow her on Instagram. She's doing great.
Yeah, she's doing great. But then we've got people that have been tattooing for 25 years plus, you know what I mean, in the drawing group with us. And so it's all there's a lot of different a lot of different folks in there. And so it really is you know, I think it's I don't know, it's a real blessing, you know what I mean, to have it in your life and to do it. So but yeah,
Well,
no,
I can't wait to start it.
yeah, please do. We'd love to
Mhm.
see you in there. I think it'd be, you know, it'd be great to see you. So
Mhm.
I also have my tomatoes. I don't know if
oh
anybody
yeah,
wants.
let's check
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Sure.
See if I can.
Nice.
Oh, pretty.
Good job with the leaves, man.
Thank you.
The
I
foreground's
struggle
all
with.
super bright and detailed. Oh, sorry.
Are you good? Yeah, that's my biggest struggle was the leaves.
They look great.
Gorgeous leaf.
Thanks.
Mhm.
I love that turny
Really
line
nice.
Yeah.
Mhm.
bend in it. It looks very graceful.
Thanks.
Yeah, and I
Uh,
like so the
Beautiful.
contrast between the green and the red, you know, the green leaf on top of that, you know, that really bright red tomato. I think that's it's beautiful, right? It has like a really strong, you know, complementary color thing going on. But also, you know, as I squint and I look at it, you've got a really good uh, pos neg relationship. So it would be yeah, pos on neg. Like the leaf is darker than the tomato, so it does you know sort of there's a nice clarity to it in that respect, you know. And then the leaf that's a little higher up, it's certainly like negative on positive, so it's a lighter leaf against the darker background. You're really considering all of that, you know, that very crucial step. Colors are great, but also that basic tonal value relationship I think is well considered. So
Mhm.
so it's really effective, you know, compositionally. Nice
Thank
work.
you. Thanks. I feel like
Yeah, that's really nice.
I've learned more from positive negative relationships than any other specific thing that we've worked on, and I've been doing it. This is my second year on the Monday night classes I just started, so I was still learning about positive negative relationships. You know,
It's a lot, I think, to consider, you know, because we're thinking about everything else, you know. It's so easy to you know just thinking about every single thing else, the you know the shapes, you know maybe there's a story that's involved or something like that, you know, somebody wants their you know somebody wants to put their uncle's name in it, you know, whatever, whatever they want. You know? I want to put three roses in it, and you know, whatever they want, you know. It's all kinds of concerns, but I think the you know when um, it's you know, and I hear old school guys talk about it a lot too. You know, it's just that there's that you know old school guys got this rule like you know light on you know light dark light dark. There's you know sort of this rhythm, you know, you have we're we're essentially talking about the same thing, but we're trying to expand it to a wider range of you know like uh, uh, of the value scale. So there you know so we're using you know we're trying to like increase the contrast where we want to. There's other places where we'll make the contrast more subtle, and that helps us you know I think uh, bring about something a little bit more sophisticated too. So it's but yeah, the basic positive negative relationship I think is a really effective way to talk about like the the tonal value scheme of your you know uh, whatever it is you're making. And so But yeah, really nice tomatoes, everybody.
Yeah.
Mine need a little bit of work, so I'm feeling the pressure. Gotta work on my tomatoes a little bit more before tonight. So, uh, yeah. What did I do? I did a cover up. Let me see if I can.
They're always fun.
It was a lot of fun. I'm gonna see if I can. I have the old picture, um, but it's like buried in my camera roll. So
Elevator music.
yeah,
Hmm.
that.
That looks cool.
Hell yeah, man.
Oh, thanks.
Mm.
But there was like
Nice.
names. There was like names and banners underneath the body of the snake, like right here, and so it kind of went like it fit right on,
Mhm.
like right over the old names.
Mm.
So it was, uh, but again, just like we were looking at Kyle's, his process, the same sort of thing for this one. I started off with some thumbnail sketches uh, and then designed it. It was like it was an anatomical heart with the banners, so we kind of kept it the same, made the heart a little bit bigger, but the snake is what, it covered up those old names pretty well. And he was pretty excited to get those old names covered up, as you can imagine. Like it can be it can be no fun.
Yeah.
Mm,
It can be no fun
That's a good way to put it.
having a tattoo with you know, some outdated names on it.
Yeah. A lot of awkward questions.
Right.
Yeah,
Mhm.
no, I don't know who was more excited, him or his new wife. You know what I mean? It's just like always I think it is always like just it's a really great like feeling to get those updates or get an updated look.
Mhm.
The cover up worked pretty well, I thought, so it's
Yeah.
at the very least, even if any of it pops out, I don't think you're not going to read those old names anymore. So that's
Mhm.
we we're able to cover it pretty effectively. But again,
Really, really good job.
thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
But
badass.
again, I think there's a process to the workflow that helps with designing it, and I think uh, those are really it's just really helpful. Um, and it took me time. I mean, again, it's like some people can just sort of bust that stuff out. You know what I mean? For me, it took all of the steps. You know what I mean? I went through all of the designing steps and did research and stuff and tried to make it like um, you know something that would fit the needs of this particular project.
One
And
day you'll be able to just bang that stuff out, and even then you'll more than likely still do all the work. It'll just make it
thank you.
just that much better.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I agree. I think that it's, with the experience, probably comes more efficiency, but also like, uh, you know, taking that time to do a couple of preliminary sketches, I think can greatly increase like the possibilities, let's say, right? So, and your first sketch may be the one you go with. It may not be, and those are, so it's like your due diligence. You know what I mean? Take the time to do it. Um, so, well, I want to say good morning to Creature. Creature's in the chat. Hey, Creature.
good
Good
morning,
morning.
Good morning, man.
Creature says Love it, Amber. Hell yeah. And then she loves yours too, Medusa. So thank you, creature. Great having you. Um,
Thank you very much.
yeah, it's really nice. Yeah, it's great to have the people that appreciate and get to watch the show. Um, and so again, it's and hopefully again we get to share, we get to like talk about stuff, but also like to share a little bit of info, a couple of ideas. So I like to to talk about. So let me see here. So I wanted to share a few more like uh, sketching exercises, things that I like to work with. I think they can be really helpful. Um, and so to kind of uh, shed a little bit of like light on on one of these little exercises I like to do. I'm gonna jump over here to my iPad for a moment and let's see, iPad share. See if I can do it. Come on, bear with me. Here we go. Come
Any
on.
moment.
I know. There. Oh, it doesn't want to share today.
Cue Jeopardy music.
Ugh.
Your
Try again. One more time.
iPod's got a case of the Mondays.
Yeah, really. Hmm. Oh, trust it. That's it.
Good to know I'm not alone in the case of the Mondays having.
No, not.
Tisk,
It's the
tisk, tisk.
weirdest
Yeah.
first day of spring.
What? Come on. No, not via a cable. Ugh. Well, all right. So, won't be able to share my iPad. Not this time, unfortunately. So, I'll have to look into that. But I do have my webcam and I've got my drawing pad right here. So I'll do that instead.
Cool.
Mm, this one. Ah, yeah. So
That's a new angle.
Yeah.
yeah, you can see the like up my nose and stuff, I think pretty well. Okay. Anyways, right. So yeah, on paper. And so and I do like to return to paper every so often. Oh my God.
Uh-oh.
Seems like sometimes it's in focus and then sometimes it doesn't want to be in focus. So uh,
There you go.
Yep.
we'll see. It looks like we're struggling with technical difficulties today, but we'll make do. All right. So um, again, something that I like to work on, something that I like to it's a subject that I teach, and something that I think is really it can be quite vexing, but also it's really important, and that's ellipses. And so, uh, you know, So what is an ellipse? Well, it's a circle seen in perspective. So, like what could we draw if we knew how to draw those, right? Like, like you could draw a coffee cup,
Mhm.
Mm. Or you could draw a tire, or you could draw a stack of coins, or whatever the heck it is that you wanted to draw. But I think, that it seems like this simple thing, you know what I mean, that you may want to draw, and then you go to draw and it just doesn't, it's not working for you. um, so just to sort of demystify it and talk about it a bit, um, talk about ellipses for a moment. Okay, so again, just sort of get warmed up here a little bit and draw one. All right, go around the track a couple times. All right, ellipse, roughly. Okay, so what is the anatomy of this ellipse? Well, we've got one side that's longer, right? We've got one that's short, right? The shortest distance across it here is right in the middle, and then the longest distance across it is, there is a longest distance. So short axis and long axis. All right. Again, like if we wanted to draw, a cylinder, we could easily sort of imagine like there are sides to this cylinder, and then there's like another bottom portion, right, rounded as well. And so we'd have a cylinder roughly, something like that. This can be, I think, a good exercise because, you can always practice your, drawing symmetrically, right? Sort of trying your best visually. Because we can always trace, right? And then if we're using our tablets, we can, of course, we could also use, the mirror function or the symmetry function, right? So it's easy to do. But again, sometimes the exercises are difficult, maybe more difficult than is necessary, but they help sort of increase the muscle memory. They help they just help increase your your drawing strength, if you like, right? So
I definitely try to do it as much as possible.
Absolutely.
Especially when I just get to work and I need to, do a drawing, I'll definitely do that as a warm up.
Yes, I definitely know that there are benefits that I feel. When I take the time and do a little bit of warm up drawing, I do think it helps. I honestly do.
Absolutely.
Okay, so so we've got this ellipse, and we drew a cylinder, and I think that's so that's a great little exercise, right? All right. So the what I wanted to sort of introduce today, and this, and I think it starts to become second nature, the way you can think about it, would be sort of drawing a cube, right? So we draw a cube, right? Just sort of imagine one. And we're gonna talk about eye level and think about it slightly, but really the thought is this is kind of isometric perspective, right? So don't worry about it too much. All right, so I've got this cube. Oh, I'm not sure you can see it very well. Try to draw it a little bit more, slightly darker. Right. Okay, so hopefully you can see my cube, right? So I've got this cube. Well, something that we know about circles and squares, right? Oh my God. So if I draw a square, a circle, and let's pretend this is a circle, gang. This is like, it's like, give me the benefit of the doubt. All right, so a circle, right, fits inside of a square, right? So that's an idea that we know. So circle fits inside of a square. Well, how do we fit a circle in that square, right? So we think about this simple cube. It's in perspective. Like, so how do we think about how can we put a circle, an ellipse that would fit inside of this square? Okay. Well, let's go back here to our ellipse example, and we'll think about this relationship, right? We've got a long axis here, and we've got a short one there. They are perpendicular to each other, right? So they form a right angle, right? Okay. So the way that we would imagine is we have all of these edges here, sort of going back into space, right? This would be the direction for our short axis, right? Would be coming from this direction. So short axis, hopefully, it ends in the middle, right? It kind of intersects through the middle, right? The long axis, right? The long axis of our ellipse is going to be perpendicular to it. So it may not be It may not go from corner to corner, but it's certainly gonna, what we were looking for is something that's at a right angle too. So this would be the approximate elliptical shape that would fit inside of this square. There we go. Right, so we've got this cube, and we're thinking about like how can we put how can we draw an ellipse on the side of this quadrangle here of this face. And so the short axis, right, of the ellipse is going to travel back into perspective, facing, along this, the opposing edge, going this way back to a vanishing point. We're not worried about it. We're just some information, right? That's the short axis. The long axis, again, perpendicular to it. So that's how we'll orient our ellipse, right? So it'll be sort of skinny this way and then, much wider across this surface. And then on the other side, it would be the opposite, right? So again, we'd have short axis kind of going that direction, right? Back to vanishing point that way. And then the long axis, roughly, whatever. Okay. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Right. So that's and that would be how would you face these things? And then for the one on top, how does it go? It just is, it's flat, right? So it would just be seen like so. So it's a mental exercise, right? As far as like, how do you, how would you sort of do this? So, so start to just draw them really quickly, right? So just sketch out a cube, And then again, if it doesn't quite fit, it's probably it's probably like the cube is a little bit off, which is totally fine. This is, again, it's a sketch. And so, yeah, like that would be the ellipse that would fit. And then if I wanted to continue to draw like a cylinder in space, I would draw it out. Yes. And then so that would be the cylinder that would cut through that cube. And I think as well, like if you're thinking about like, if I wanted to draw a tire or something like that, I would probably place the center of it like a little bit further back so it would look like some thickness. That's, you could sort of imagine like, if you had like an object that had a bit of perspective that you were drawing, you know what I mean, and was going back into space, like so. How could you place an object like this in it? If you could imagine it in terms of a cube, then you could start to think about a more rounded object like like a cylinder or something like that. So, right. This is just a quick exercise that I think you can practice it, and hopefully it'll be something that you again, like it gives you a little bit of challenge, but also again, it might get you out of a jam. It might be something that can help you imagine how to more effectively sort of compose an image or add elements to images that will be convincing. Right, yeah, drawing your ellipses and sort of thinking about like how can I make these, how can I make this into something? Practice sort of finding edges and, all right, there's a simple cone shape, right? And now I have a jigger, right? Like, so if you're into bartending or something like that, right? It's like, getting these simple symmetrical objects and drawing them out again, I think can be it teaches you a lot, right? It can help teach you a lot about um, just how to construct things. And then at the end of the day, I think what you're ultimately trying to do is to come up with your own, your own compositions. You're like apply this to things that you are gonna want to use, right? So um, so again, just sort of coupled up with some of the more simple things, like last week was really just sort of this very simple, basic sort of arm movement, this gesture of like moving your arm back and forth. Um, uh, because again, we're going to use our wrist a lot to draw with. We're going to use our wrist a lot for sketching. But I want to encourage you to engage the rest of your body, because drawing is so physical. It can be so easy just to sit there very statically and just sort of just do this all day, right? Try to break out of that way of thinking, right? Try to use a little bit more, right? Try to engage a little bit more of yourself into it. And I think just even keeping even just starting to think about that is going to it's gonna make it more interesting for you. And at the same time, it may add strength and power to what it is that you're ultimately trying to achieve. So yeah, thank you everybody.
Thank you.
Thank
Oh,
you.
no problem. Sorry, it can be tough. I think I had a client this weekend. This college student was talking about you know how she hated art class because we're just drawing shapes, blah blah blah.
That's
It's a little
that's
boring.
interesting.
Shapes,
Right. Oh yeah, just shapes.
I'm
The
like,
truth
yeah,
is,
it can be.
everything's made of shapes.
Did she know you're a teacher?
I mentioned it, but I think at the same time, it's kind of you know, uh, sometimes I like vegetables, but sometimes eating your vegetables is not as exciting as eating other things. But they're important. They're important. And so
Mhm.
drawing our shapes, I think, is important. Just like thinking about pos neg relationships is important. Thinking about how color works is important. Um, it's having endurance that you can get through some of this, gets through some of these sorts of times when you're training, times when you're, taking in information. It helps you get to the pretty thing later. Helps you be able to achieve the thing that you want to. Um, so, and then I mean,
Character
it's like,
building.
yes, absolutely. But something that I heard, I heard this, from a very wise person. He says, like you need the boat to get across the river, right? But at a certain point, you leave the boat behind and then you continue on. And so I think a lot of this is the same thing. And so we use these exercises and we use these notions to help us achieve, some understanding. And then our understanding, has to give way to reason. Right? At a certain point, we have to learn to, become reasonable, and and just we have to just start doing it. We'll leave behind the scaffolding, and we'll start to construct otherwise. And so, this is a step, but it's not to say that it's you know, that it's some kind of uh, it's a principle, right? They aren't truths; they're principles. They can help. And so I think as as you're starting to make your way through and starting to think about some of these things, um, there are all kinds of principles out there and all kinds of methods of learning. And I think
That's
about
right.
learning how to type on a keyboard. It's like index finger J. He's like, you got to go through it. You know, you have to, so you can learn how to type efficiently. Otherwise, typing can be, so painful. It's such an, it's an important way to communicate. But of course, we all just use our thumbs now, right? Like, we all just type with thumbs. So I guess we, so you don't actually have to learn that stuff if you don't.
Every time I go back to a laptop and start typing, I'm like, this is so freeing.
Yep.
Sometimes I feel like I type too much. I remember there was a point where I'm just like, I don't remember the last time I like wrote, like, I don't know. When I was younger, I just remember like writing a lot just for like random classes. And then there was a point in college, I'm like, I haven't like written sentences or like more than my signature in years. I don't know. It's weird.
Right.
We type everything now.
I find that I'm writing it, writing script. I have to do it for tattoos. Like people want script. But other than that, I don't. It would probably be really good to just do it very, very regularly. It would probably help a lot. So. But I'm, like it's now becoming the time, your customers they're 18 years old now. They never learned cursive.
Oh, wow.
That's such a shame.
It's true. Wait,
I'm really afraid of that.
They don't cursive anymore.
Huh.
When?
Yeah.
For years now.
It's been about 18 years now.
Yeah.
Trying to think about the last time I was in school. What?
That means these kids cannot read the documents that started our nation because they're in cursive.
I'm writing
I can't read
everything in
them.
cursive from now on. Everything's going in cursive. Fuck those kids.
Kind of wish
Oh,
I
have I heard a story. It was my, my little nephew was telling me, that he has a friend and he got like he got a tattoo with, it was like some song lyrics or something, and it was all done in cursive. And he's like, I can't read. He reads English. He speaks English, and it's in English, but it's in cursive, so he cannot read the tattoo that he has.
Wow.
Oh no. Oh no.
See, I believe that's still a
problematic.
huge problem with the education system, because American English cursive looks really similar to type writing it out.
Yeah.
Like there's just a couple of extra loops that's easy to decipher. So if you can't figure it out, that's on you.
Wow.
Sorry, I'm harsh. I'm still mad about this cursive thing.
No, I'm saying wow because I'm shocked that they don't teach you how to at least read it.
Yeah, you think they would teach you how to read it so you could read documents that are in it, but
So wait, if people don't
talk anymore either,
are they just writing out their signatures now? Like when
they probably do know how to write their name in cursive.
Do 18-year-olds know how to write checks?
No,
I don't think so.
No,
some do. We can't say all, but yeah, some.
Our school systems. Disappoint.
I don't think I even have any checks.
I don't know. I remember being little. My mom had like a checkbook.
Mm-hmm.
At the grocery store, she write out checks. I wanted one so bad.
My landlord didn't think my check was real because when I was choosing my checks through my bank site online, I chose the Great and Wise Medusa Slays LLC. And they were all like, this isn't real. I'm like, yes, it is. Cash it. Money's there.
Did you bang your hand on the table just like you did with us?
No. No, I was a little bit more tenant polite.
Okay. All right.
In a similar fashion, I'm surprised that most places don't question my debit card, because it is like a Disney themed debit card with like the whole the Cinderella Palace on it. I'm like, I wonder why they don't. I never got asked about that.
Oh, creature is in the chat and says, "My daughter's 8 years old, and I'm starting to learn cursive in school. So maybe there's gonna be differences,
Oh,
right?
thank God.
So maybe there's a
There's
new hope.
one.
I have hope for the 8-year-olds out there.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see
Just
how it
them.
goes.
Everybody else can suck it.
But yeah, it's like basic arithmetic. Certainly when I was in school, as long ago enough, there's still the excuse of like you're never going to have a calculator in your pocket. Or it was used to justify learning,
Aw.
like how to add and subtract and stuff.
Now I have my
But
phone.
mhm.
I remember when teachers told me I wouldn't have a calculator in my pocket, but at the time, pocket-sized calculators were available.
They were.
Still no cell phones and calculators on cell phones yet, but they were pocket-sized. And they were out there in the world.
Well,
Office Max.
there is I think a bit of validity to the question, at least. Like, why do we need to, when technology has sort of done away with you know, with the problem, so to speak, right?
Even before I had a cell phone calculator in my pocket, I still never needed to learn long division in real life.
There you go.
I've never needed to know long division.
I don't know. You gotta figure out your split at the end of the night, right? You're splitting with the shop. You gotta do some calculations. Otherwise,
I
they're gonna.
I actually think that one of my college courses, I had to like calculate a mortgage without a calculator. Yeah, on a test. I'm like, when would I ever be calculating a mortgage and I don't have a calculator?
Yeah.
Why would I take that risk?
Why would I take that risk? It's a really good response. You should have just wrote that as the answer.
Yeah.
Mhm, mhm.
I don't know.
Well, so you know, standard education gives you standard results, and if you want to, end up um, having a specialty, gaining some skills and stuff, you got to get interested, and you got to look into what it is, that it is what you want to learn. And so I think for all of us here, we're really interested in, of course, in drawing, but it's really about expression, and like end up, and ultimately sort of creating works of art that that are meaningful to others, even if it's just for you, right? It's still some kind of, you know it's still some version of you that you're trying to impress, I suppose. We're always making stuff for, for other people. It's what we're doing. So um we want to affect them. We want to have like a, hopefully some kind of impact, right? And so that's what I'm hoping that this space is it's a place where we can all share, and then hopefully um, we'll talk about subjects, talk about like things that are going to be useful, things that some of them and you add to. Hopefully, there's things that you'll learn about. I know I learn about stuff from you all the time, and so I just really want to thank everybody again for coming. It really is a privilege and an honor to have you. Um, we're at the hour, so why don't we do some sign offs, and we'll wrap it up for the day. Um, Spirit, where are you at?
Hey, what's up, guys? I am in Columbia, South Carolina. You can find me at Black Widow Tattoo Shop. My Instagram is Tattoos by Spirit, TikTok Tattoos by Spirit, website tattoosbyspirit.com. Thank you, everybody, for having me, and I really appreciate this show and this community a whole lot.
It's always great to have you, Spirit, and hopefully we'll see you on Monday nights too. I'm glad you joined up, and I
Oh
think
yeah.
it's encouragement to others. You know what I mean? That check us out, like So if you're, it really is a very tattoo oriented group. So I mean,
Hmm.
if you're interested in tattoos, and even if you do tattoos, it can be a really great like way to spend a Monday night. Come and draw with us.
Hmm.
So yeah, thank you
Cool.
very much for coming. And yeah, it's great to have you.
Awesome.
Medusa, let's have your sign off.
Hi, I'm Medusa. You can find me in Portland, Oregon, or at medusaslays.com. On Instagram, I am at Medusa Slays with 3 S's at the end, like a snake. And thank you for having me. Y'all are fucking cool. 2 thumbs up.
Thank you, Medusa. Yeah, great painting. Love seeing your work, and also you always had interesting things to a conversation. So thanks for getting up early. I can't imagine like how early it is. It must be.
It's painful. That's how
I,
early
it,
it is.
well, it's great having you. So thanks again for coming. All right.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. Kyle.
Hola. My name is Kyle Olson. I tattoo out of Trinity Art Collective in Tucson, Arizona. You can get a hold of me via Instagram at Olson_tattoos, OLSON. And thanks for letting me come join and hang out. James, it's always a really, really good time with the class and everybody. I look forward to Mondays every week for damn sure. So yeah, Monday's slowly becoming a favorite day. So
That's amazing. Thanks for coming, Kyle, and sharing your work. It really is, So again, yeah, just you're an incredible artist. Um, Kyle and I are also, we collaborated on our Monday night. I'm hosting this week. Kyle's hosting next week. So we've got something fun planned. So make sure to come so you can hear more
mhm.
about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, excellent. Thank you so much, Kyle. It's always a pleasure having you.
Definitely.
Steven, we'll say what's up.
Hello, what's up? I'm Stephen Jesse. I tattoo out of Tried and True Tattoo in Front Royal, Virginia. You can find me at StephenJesseTattoos.com on Instagram at Stephen Jesse. And I appreciate you having me too, James. I also look forward to these classes every Monday, and I'll catch some of you guys tonight.
Hell yeah. And it's just such it's always so great to catch up with you. I love your work, Stephen, and I don't know, it's always an honor, right? You know what I mean? To get to hang out with people that I think are, like I respect, and I also, admire their work. And you're certainly one of those folks. So again, I'm just so glad you could make it today. It's great to see you. And yeah, I'll see you tonight, dude. So thanks again for coming.
I appreciate your words, and I appreciate you as well. I enjoy
Yeah, man.
spending time with you.
Thank you so much. Amber, let's have your sign off.
I am located in, well, I'm Amber Morgaine, forgot my name. I am located in Egg Harbor City at Luxury Tattoos and Permanent Cosmetics, and you can find me on all social media platforms under Amber Morgaine.
It's outstanding.
Always, thank you so much for hosting this on Mondays. I have to second Kyle's sentiment. I like Mondays now.
Yeah, it is.
And the Monday
Yeah,
morning.
it is just it's so exciting when everybody starts showing up You know what I mean? And so, and Amber, you're always here. You know, in sickness and in health, you are here. So I just, really appreciate you. And I really enjoyed seeing your flash that you were drawing and you're working on. Thanks for sharing it.
Thank
And
you. I appreciate that.
I just, yeah, just keep going with it. You know, like it's been such a privilege to see your journey, you know what I mean, and like you're sharing it with us, and so it's been really exciting to see that. And again, yeah, thanks
It's
for
nice to
coming.
have a community to share it with.
Yeah, no,
Mhm.
it's thank you. Yeah, I really appreciate it. Elise, last but not least.
Hello, I am Elise. I am a 3D modeling and animation major, graduating in 4 weeks. Yeah. I just got my presentation.
Yay.
Yeah, I
Right.
just got my presentation day, so I'm freaking out.
Ooh.
But yeah, you can find me at Elise Marl Visuals on Instagram and ArtStation and at elisemarlvisuals.com. And yeah, that's it.
No, congratulations. I sort of have, I was there when you first started, and just, to see you like kind of, you know, matriculate. It's been so so exciting to watch, and your work is so incredible. We don't really see it enough, but again, it's like I think it's you're a fantastic artist.
Thank
And I
you.
also love seeing all your stress projects, all of your crochet
You
projects
can
are
see
they're exquisite.
all
Yeah,
of my
they're exquisite.
giant yarn balls I carry on the train.
Yeah, dude. It's no, it really is. It's so wonderful you can come and hang out with us, and then of course share your work. And so you know, congratulations again. It
Thank you.
really is awesome that you're doing it. So um, well, all right. Uh, thanks again, everybody, for coming. I'm James Wisdom, and this has been Drawing for Tattooers. If you're still with us, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. It helps the algorithm. Um, you can find me on Instagram at Tattooing Wisdom, as well as my website, tattooingwisdom.com. Don't forget, we're going to be at Hell City, so make sure to stop by the Reinventing table for all sorts of fun content. Um, join us next week, where we're going to have more exciting drawing news, as well as all kinds of new artwork to share. So we're looking forward to that. Again, happy drawing, everybody, and I'll see you